Aloha, in this video, I'm going to go over the first lab in chapter one. So let me move myself. All right, so um, this lab is just supposed to introduce you to how we're going to do these lab exercises uh, in the textbook, okay? And so you should read this. It gives you a little bit of the philosophy, and then it talks about um, when it gives you hints. Sometimes the problems can be kind of difficult and it'll give you hints. They suggest don't looking at the hints until you actually have the problem. You should try to figure out how to do these things on your own. There's a little difficulty and time indicator. So we're going to have a variety of those. Says suggests how long it should take you to do them, but but um, sometimes in the beginning it'll take longer, okay? And sometimes it's good that it takes longer because you explore all avenues, you try stuff, you see things don't work, you see um, you, you get to learn, you know, the the uh, the scenarios for when things don't work and so on. Okay, and then just before we get started, okay, so in this problem, we are supposed to given an integer, output two times the integer. So we're going to write a program that reads in the integer and then it multiplies it by two and then it writes that back out again. Okay. And I just recently uh, put a line through these two suggestions because, to be honest with you, they don't apply here. This textbook, this problem is the same problem that's used to teach many different programming languages. And these comments are relative to other programming languages, but not to Python. So I just crossed those out and it probably shouldn't be in this exercise here. All right, so let's do this program. What we're supposed to do is given an input integer, output two times integer. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to put it down here as a comment. And to make a comment line, you put a hashtag, and then you could just paste the comment in there, and it doesn't affect your program at all. It's information for you, the program. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing this a real basic uh, manual way. This gives you a hint that you read in the integer by using this, and then you print out the integer, you print out two times the integer using this. This is confusing. I'm going to break it down more. I'm going to say, first, I'm going to read in an integer. So I'm going to I'm going to read it in and put it into a variables. And I'm going to call that variable A. A, oops, A equals input. Okay, so that will read in something from the keyboard, and then it'll uh, store whatever you put in the keyboard, whatever the user typed in the keyboard, into a variable called A. Okay, now things that are typed into the keyboard come in as characters. So if I type in 25, it's not going to go in as the value 25. It's going to go in as the character 2, and then the character 5, two characters. And so it's the same for reading in letters and words. So what we have to do is we have to tell the computer that what we have put into A is really, we want that to be treated as a number and not as characters. So I'm going to create a new variable called B, and I'm going to say that equals an integer value of A, the integer value of A. So this takes A, the character, converts it into the integer value internally, and then that stores that in B. Now I want to multiply, so now B is an integer. Now I want to multiply that by 2. So I'm going to make a new variable, C equals B times 2. Okay, now C is equal to B times 2. And now I want to print C. So I'm just going to go print, and we put what we want to print on the inside. of the parentheses, and that's it. So let's try out this program. I'm going to scoop this up here, and I'm going to say run. Okay, it says preparing environment, and now it's just sitting there waiting. What's it waiting for? It is executing this statement right here, this first one, and it's waiting for you to input. So I'm going to put in 25, and I'm going to press enter. And there's the answer, 50. It turned it into an integer, stored in B, took B, multiplied it by 2, stored it in C, print C. Let's try it again, and I'm going to put in a number that's not an integer. So I'm going to run this, and it's waiting for my input. I'm going to say ABC. How's that? Oh, it says this is an error. It tried to execute this statement, tried to execute number 4 here, and there's an invalid literal for the int function. Okay, this is not a base 10 number. It has to be a base 10 number. Let's try it again. I'm going to type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 is that. Okay, now you notice up here it says this, and it just says this. You can actually shorten this up, okay? And I don't know why the textbook does not take you through the steps I just took you through, but you can actually shorten this up by putting the int, by putting, instead of taking this input and storing it separately in a variable and then applying the int function to it, instead of doing that, you can simply take this, copy it, and put that inside here, paste it. Okay, so now we can basically skip this step, okay? I'm going to put a comment there. That's one way of skipping it. It skips it, but it reminds us that that was there before. So we could delete it out, or we can just put a comment symbol in front of it, and then it's like it's deleting it out, but we still see the message there. Okay, so this bypasses the first step. It reads it in, takes what it reads in, converts it into an integer, and stores that in B. See, and this will work. 9, 18. Okay, so that works. What else can we do? This is B. This is B. We can actually take this, copy this, and put it here. Let's see if I can do that. Put it here and get rid of this line. Put this over here. Let's get rid of this line. And now we have C is equal to this, whatever this ends up being, times 2. And that runs 50, 100. So now that works. We can even do this. We can even take this whole thing, copy it, and paste it here. Is this going to work? Yes. And we can get rid of this line. Okay? So first it's going to execute this most inner thing here, get something from you. It's going to convert that into an integer if it can. Then it's going to multiply it by 2, and then it's going to print it out. So let's run this, and we see 4488. Okay, so this is actually a one-line version of the program that we wrote. So the actual answer for this, what they think that the answer should be, is actually we do this. Let me get rid of this. We don't have this one, but we have this one. And then we don't have this one, but we put B here. We put B here. B. Let me just get rid of this. B. So this is actually what the book thinks the best answer is. Okay? Well, sometimes you like simplicity, sometimes you like compactness. So you run this and it works. 33 converts to 66. Anyway, any one of those would work for submitting it for grading. Okay. All this autograder does is test it, tries an input, sees if the output's correct. So this gets 10 out of 10. If I were to see if I can, I don't think this is going to work. Can I undo the bunch of stuff here? Oh yes, I'm going to undo this all the way to, remember this? This works also. Let's test this to see if this works for grading. Oh, oh, what did I miss? It's good that we have these errors here. This does that. Oh, did I not go back far enough? Yeah, I didn't go back far enough. We read in A, we convert A to B, integer is B, multiplied by C, or multiplied by 2, and then we print out C. Okay, so this should work. And we get all the points. All right, well, that was kind of a long and involved explanation, but I hope this is your first taste of, for those of you that this is your first taste of programming, I hope this was clear. So thanks for watching.